Hello my friends and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Defect, which I think is overall the most complicated character in Slay the Spire 2. You have to play your cards in the right order, and which cards you're going to add to the deck in general is not always clear, because the Defect can often end up in between two different archetypes. So I'm still playing it. I've gotten to the point where I win more than I lose, but I am really enjoying learning this character more carefully. So we're going to do an Ascension 10 run and see if I can keep improving at the Defect. Looking at these card rewards, these are some pretty weak ones, or these Meow rewards. These are some of the weaker ones overall. Large Capsule, I really dislike this. The Defect already has a problem where your deck gets too bloated and you don't draw the cards that you need in general, and so adding an extra 2 bad cards to the deck is not worth 2 random relics, which may or may not actually be helpful. Pomander is pretty good. The Defect is very upgrade hungry. Your early cards like Zap really want to be upgraded, and later on you're going to have a lot of cards that you are likely to want to upgrade. Lost Coffer is also very good. If we have a hard path or can use the potion and the card reward to take an early elite fight, I might just take Lost Coffer. But otherwise, we'll probably just take the Pomander. It looks like we do have not a great path overall. So I could take the Lost Coffer and try to use my potion to take like this elite fight, which is not terrible. And then we get a shop over here. I could also take this path anyways, because this just looks like the best path regardless. Because it minimizes the number of hallway fights that we have early, and gets us 2 elite fights, or a third if I want one, and if I don't have the money for a shop. I could also go to the right, and we would get 1 fight, and then a shop, and then another fight, and then an elite, and then I could do a bunch more elites. So this is actually an maybe even more interesting path. Getting to fight 4 elites if I want them is pretty good. So let's actually try to do that. I'm going to take the Lost Coffer here, and I'm grabbing the potion because the potion can help me against the elite, hopefully. And that will set me up to have enough health to take 4 elite fights in Act 1, which, if you can get away with it, is really strong. Focused Strike, I'm pretty happy with. This will just get us out of the early game a little more smoothly. This is a very early game focused card, but one that you don't mind having later in the game when focus gets stronger. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to go through a bunch of events and then to the shop. Now, unfortunately, I did get a kind of rough shuffle where we're going to take some damage this turn, but we do at least get to do a bunch of damage. I guess we only take 1, so it's not actually that bad. And then we get to do as much damage as we can this turn. And then here, I can just block everything, because we don't have enough for lethal. And we'll let our lightning orbs keep ticking. And then here, we'll finish off the worm crawler. Alright, another potion is really nice. That means that we'll definitely have a useful potion for at least the first elite fight. I'm also pretty happy adding a null to the deck. This will add a Dark Orb, which works with our focus generation. Of course, extra focus is really good with Focused Strike. And Dark Orbs are one of the best ways for the Defect to actually kill elites early. So null here is going to be really strong, and we're very happy to have it. And then, yeah, I'm still going along the right-hand side of the map. We'll take all these events here. Lose all my gold, transform 2 cards. So I'm going to a shop here. Transforming 2 cards is very good. It's similar to removing 2 cards, except that we get to replace them with potentially very strong cards, or potentially not great cards. But transforms are generally really powerful. I wouldn't mind removing a card, but when you get to spend 100 gold for 2 transforms, I think that's usually going to be worth it. So we're going to take the transforms here. And then the shop is going to be wasted, but that's okay. We'll transform 2 strikes, and we'll see what we get. Alright, so Feral, we don't have anything that works with Feral right now. So not a great roll here, though we will probably get a couple zero-cost attacks later on. Hologram, also not amazing. This is best with zero-cost attacks to replay them, but it can maybe replay a Focused Strike or something like that. So I'm not thrilled with the outcome of that event. Do I want to change my pathing now that the shop isn't good? I could go to the left here and take more fights. It would mean one hard mode hallway fight and one fewer elites that we get. But it gives us some actual rewards, and then we might be able to have enough gold to remove cards later. I'll make the decision after I do these two events, which I'm always doing. Well, I'm always doing this event because I have to, but then I can decide if I might even want to go left, given that we spent all our gold here. Alright, lose 3 max HP and upgrade a random card, or heal for 20. Healing for 20, we only heal for 16, but that is a lot of healing. Random upgrade for us is pretty good. We have a lot of cards that we'd be happy to upgrade at this point, and upgrading a strike or a defend isn't horrible either right now, so I think I will take Decipher. Upgrading a defend is fine, and we'll do another one. Upgrading Focus Strike is great. And then, do I want to click Tablet of Truth a third time? I think given that we got the Focus Strike upgrade, which is the, other than Null, the card that we really most wanted upgraded, we're just gonna only take 2 upgrades at the tablet. Going down to 66 max HP still means that we heal for a reasonable amount at campsites, so it's fine. Alright, so now I have a decision to make in terms of my branching paths. I could go to the left here, and we take one more hallway fight. That would be our second. Take an elite, and then get a campsite, and then we could go back and do 2 more elites. Or I could waste this tile, get nothing from this tile, and do our second hallway fight, then do some elites. I think it's actually better to just go to the left now that the shop is useless. So we're just going to do that. Alright, so here I can go strike, I can go dual cast, because I plan to kill the enemy fast enough that dual cast is going to be more damage anyways. And then this turn, Null plus strike is not enough damage, but Null is still the play here because it prevents the most damage. And then Focused Strike plus Null should be lethal. So we just took 1. Not bad at all. Alright, we got a Liquid Bronze. Now this is the downside of not going straight to the elite fight, because I now have to discard a potion. Liquid Bronze is very good against some elites, but really bad against others. Let's look at our card and see what we're getting here. Fusion I like quite a lot. Plasma Orbs are generally very good. Once you upgrade Fusion, it's very solid. But Compact, I think, is one of the Defect's best cards. There's a lot of enemies that put statuses into your deck where you get value here. And the status cards like Turbo and Overclock are some of your strongest cards. So I'm almost always going to take a Compact. And then do I want Liquid Bronze over Energy Potion? We do have 2 2-cost cards, but I think that Liquid Bronze is still going to be better most of the time. Thorns are actually just really good in Slay the Spire 2. There's a lot of elites. Oh, well, we got a shop anyways. Unlucky. All of that thinking, all of that decision making, and it didn't matter at all. Out of this shop, I would take Finesse, probably, or just remove a card. But we don't have the money for it. We should be able to fight an elite with these potions, though. The Thorns is definitely better against the Berdonis, so I'm pretty happy about that. I will use it. Do I want to use my colorless potion as well? I do like having the colorless potion, and I do want to take 2 more elite fights here. But I can also potentially prevent a bunch of damage. We're going to play Null for sure. And then I have Defend. So if the colorless potion gives me block or some form of way to remove enemy damage, I can prevent up to 9. I think it's better to save the colorless potion, because there's no guarantee that we actually get real value out of it. And then this turn, we'll go with, of course, Focused Strike. I'm going to play the Defend. And then do I want to take 1 to get Zap going? We have extra focus this turn as well. And killing the enemies faster, I think, is going to matter a lot. This enemy faster is going to matter a lot. So I think it is worth taking 1 here. 21 damage incoming this turn, but I can play another Null. And then I can dual cast the Dark Orb, killing it. And that's why Dark Orbs are good against elites. And then we'll take the Centennial Puzzle, and here, okay, a couple really solid options as well. I like Chill a lot. This is one of the best ways to generate Frost Orbs. Once you upgrade it, it no longer exhausts. I also like White Noise a ton. When you upgrade it, it's just a 0-cost power. And there are some really strong powers that you can get out of that. So either of those I'd be very happy with. Which do I want specifically for this deck? I think White Noise has higher upside, so I'm going to take the White Noise. Then we'll go to the campsite and we can upgrade. There's a bunch of different good upgrades for this deck right now. So Null gets an extra turn of weakness when you upgrade it. Zap costs 0. White Noise costs 0. I would upgrade the Zap over the White Noise because it removes in energy from every cycle through your decks. And once you've upgraded it, you're just going to play Zap every single time you draw it. You're much more likely to just replay it repeatedly. But I think upgrading Null to apply a 3rd turn of weakness is going to matter more. Especially because we're mostly taking elite fights this act. Yeah, I'll remove Feral from the deck. This is actually great. Really good roll. Obviously, there are cases where we would rather have Feral in the deck later on if I get like a bunch of claws or something. But right now, it's a completely blank card. So removing it without spending anything is awesome. Reptile Trinket, not the best. In fact, one of the worst relics we could get. In general, one of the worst relics for the Defect, unless you're in Claws. But we currently are not going to be attacking more than like once in a turn, so we're usually just going to get 3 damage out of this in once every 2 or 3 fights, which is pretty bad. So some poor luck there, unfortunately. I do think, do I think 48 health is enough to take 2 elite fights without resting? I do. So I'm going to go ahead and just upgrade my Zap. And then we'll go to this event. Another shop? Are you kidding me? Alright, well, that's unlucky. We lost out on just 2 complete tiles by rolling shops. And I am 2 gold short of buying the card that I want, which is Overclock. Overclock is a really strong card. I'd be really happy to have it. We have Compact in the deck already. I'm definitely going to buy the Turbo, I think, because we have Compact, so it works well. But Overclock is the better of these 2 in general, and really nice with Compact, because you can draw into the... It draws you into the burns and into the Compact to then Compact. So Overclock is really strong once you have that. Being 2 gold short of buying it is very disappointing. But I will just buy Turbo anyways, and then we will take our elite fight here. I'm definitely going to use the colorless potion in this fight, because this is one of the harder fights for us overall, and colorless potion can give me something that helps me kill it faster. Thrumming Hatchet, not terrible, actually. This is going to guarantee that we do a bunch of damage every turn, which is pretty nice. Do I want Prep Time instead? It's just 4 extra damage every turn, but I think the Thrumming Hatchet is going to be better. And then we'll play Zap. I will play Focused Strike, Thrumming Hatchet, and then Null. Play your higher damage cards later against the Bygone Effigy, because they're going to get more of a benefit from the slow. And then we redraw Thrumming Hatchet. So here, I actually get to play a lot of cards, because I will play Turbo this turn. So I'll play Turbo, and then I can just play everything in my hand. So we'll play Defend, we'll play Compact, we'll play Dual Cast, then I'll play Strike and Thrumming Hatchet. Trying to maximize the damage output at least. And then this turn, 18 damage incoming. Is there a way I can have lethal? If I hologram back something that helps me do more damage. So Thrumming Hatchet is going to do some damage. Our Lightning Orb is going to do some damage. If I hologram back Dual Cast, that will be 16 damage right away. And then I can play one more card. No, I Dual Cast costs an energy. So that's 2 cards. So 20% extra damage on the Thrumming Hatchet is going to be 13 total damage. So 16 plus 13 is 29, which is lethal if I've done the math on this correctly. So I'm going to hologram back Dual Cast, play Dual Cast, and then Thrumming Hatchet is lethal. So actually a really clean Bygone Effigy fight. We just had to use the 1 potion, but that went incredibly well. Take our money, take our skill potion, which is nice for the next elite fight. The Festive Popper can be helpful if we get the Phantasmal Gardeners as our next elite, which is the one that I'm most worried about because this deck has no AoE. We'll be very happy to have the Festive Popper. Go for the Eyes is one of the Defect's best cards. It's 2 turns of weakness for 0 when upgraded, basically the same as Neutralize, which is one of the top 5 cards in the game or so. Thunder is also pretty good for us right now. We're probably going to end up in an Orb deck, so Thunder can do a lot of damage. I think I will actually take the Thunder here over Go for the Eyes. We already have Null to apply weakness. Now, I've only taken 2 hallway fights, right? So I could take 1 more over an event and get an extra card reward. I do typically like the 3rd hallway fight over the event because it's still from the easier pool of enemies. After the first 3, they come from a harder pool, but the first 3 are easier. And we get a card reward and some cash, so we're going to take this fight. All right, well, the Festive Popper, pretty good in this fight. Here, I'm going to go with Focused Strike on this enemy, and then Thunder and Dual Cast, and that just ends the fight immediately. Nice. Very happy to pick up a Chill, and I will upgrade this quickly. It works well with Focused Strike. It works well with the fact that we're doing Orb Generation in this deck. And then we don't have any money. We've already been to 2 shops and not bought anything, so let's not repeat the humiliation, and we'll go fight another elite. Festive Popper, unfortunately bad against the... Oh wait, we can't have the Phantasmal Gardeners. This is in the wrong... I'm in the wrong Act 1 for that. Frog Parasite is the lack of AoE damage that we have is going to hurt us in this fight quite a bit. But I'll play the Thunder, I'll play Zap, and I'll play Focus Strike. I'm going to save my skill potion for next turn, because when the enemy is attacking, the skill is more likely to be strong. Obviously, there's some skills that we would prefer to play last turn, but most likely what we're going to get out of this is some way to block. Although Voltaic is interesting as well. I could channel a bunch of lightning, just 2 extra lightnings. It exhausts. I could also take Fool-Headed, and I probably want to save my Chill for after we kill the Frog Parasite. Can I kill the Frog Parasite this turn? Dual Cast is 16 plus 12 is 28. And then Null would be lethal. So I could just put Voltaic in my deck and replay it later as well. Also an interesting option. This is actually a really interesting spot. I think I am gonna... Oh, wait. So, okay. So if I take Voltaic and I play Dual Cast, evoking the Lightning Orbs, play Null, killing the enemy. We have 2 orbs in play and 4 enemies here. Then I can play Chill, evoking both lightning orbs, and then replay Voltaic, which will be free. So I think we are going to do that. So I will take the Voltaic here. We'll play Dual Cast, which will deal a ton of damage. Then I'm going to play Null, killing this enemy, which is going to summon the Froglings. Then do I want to play Voltaic before or after Chill? Because Chill is going to create 4 Frost Orbs. I think I'm going to play the Voltaic first, and we'll just evoke a bunch of lightning, which will kill a bunch of these enemies. So we'll play Voltaic here, and then I'm going to play Chill, which will deal a bunch of damage, leave me with some Frost Orbs, but now I can kill a bunch of stuff at the beginning of the next turn. Alright, so that was a pretty complicated turn, but a really fun one, and I'm glad I found a line that worked out pretty well. I'll start with White Noise, we'll see what we get. And Hailstorm, 6 damage to all enemies, that's perfect, because now all of these guys are going to die at the end of my turn, so I can just go strike, and... Oh, whoops, well, I can turbo and defend anyways. I should have just played the defend here, probably, but it won't matter in the end either way. And then here I can play strike. I put myself in a position where if we drew just a bunch of infections, I might take 1 extra damage that way, like if I drew void and a bunch of infections, but we were always going to win that fight without taking damage, so really fun fight there, really interesting setup. Super critical, very strong, obviously lets you set up for a lot of your expensive powers more easily. We don't really need it that much in the deck right now, but I think later on we probably will want it, so I'll pick this up. Really painful that we couldn't have the overclock that we had to pass in the shop. And then I am without potions for the Phantom fight, which does, of course, make things more difficult. Do I want to make White Noise cost 0? Do I want to upgrade Chill so we can cycle through it over and over? Do I want to upgrade Thunder? I guess I'll upgrade Chill, because we are going to want to play that repeatedly in most of these fights, and then we'll fight the Phantom. Super critical, I should probably just play, because it's going to be really bad in this fight. We'll play the Zap here, because I am unlikely to want to redraw it at any point in this fight. So I am just gonna etherealize it. Like, the turn that I would have wanted to redraw it would be this turn, but obviously we can't do that. I guess I could hologram it, could have hologrammed it back. Let's play Chill. And I'm gonna play Null. You should play it so that your Dark Orbs end up on the furthest left. And then here I can Focused Strike to block a little more damage. I can just Defend to block a little more damage. And take away one of the slippery charges. I can Defend to block a little more damage. I could hologram back Chill or Zap. I think just playing Defend is the most natural here. And then this turn, we're always going to take some damage, but let's see what we get off of White Noise. Alright, we got Bulk Up. That would eat my Dark Orb, which I don't love, but it also does give me some additional dexterity this turn, which I do want. So I am going to play the Bulk Up. It's sad to lose the Dark Orb, but we prevent more of the incoming damage. We get to play Thunder here, and we get to play Defend. Still ticking away at the Phantom. I'm really glad that I have Compact in the deck, because we can start removing these wounds. Let's play Compact. And I'll play the Fuel. And then I'm going to play Strike, and do I want to dual cast the Lightning? I guess I'll just Focus Strike. It's more damage this turn and leaves the Lightning Orb in play. And then here we can just go Zap, which will cycle a Lightning Orb and play some blocks. No need to play Turbo. The main challenge is just going to be that we kill really slowly. I'm going to play Chill. Actually, do I want to play like a Focused Strike or something this turn? Because I could hologram back Focus Strike. I could hologram back Compact to get rid of one of the wounds. And it's only costs 1 energy for 11 block, which isn't bad. I think I will do that. It removes hologram from the deck, which does have a lot of uses, but getting a wound out of here, getting to look at another card as well. And in this case, it was a very good card to get. And I will play the Null for 3 more turns of weakness. Although, actually, I should have played the Null after the Chill, because I didn't want the Dark Orb to be on the right here. You want to let this charge up, of course. So, bad ordering that turn. This turn, I'm going to just play a bunch of defenses, I think. So I'll play Focused Strike, I'll play Compact and Defend, and then I will play the Zap. You can see we did lose out a little bit because of my poor ordering with the orbs there. Here, we just get to play Null, I guess. Then we're definitely going to take one more big hit in this fight, because my damage is quite slow currently. I can dual cast the Dark Orb for 24 damage. That's not terrible. I'm going to play the Chill. That'll evoke that, and then we get 24 damage, and then I could do 16 more with strikes. Is that better than playing the Defend? I think I will play Defend, and I'll play Dual Cast. Evoking the Dark Orb is just good, and then I'll do 1 strike here, and then I only need 16 damage, so I should be able to find 16 damage in the next 2 turns. Here we'll play Defend. We drew 3 wounds, and sadly didn't have Compact in hand. So a little bit of a tighter fight than I'd have liked, but we made it through. And 21 health is certainly not bad, especially given that we basically lost 2 entire floors to random shops. I'm pretty happy with how that went. And then we'll take a Fire Potion, and let's see what card we get. I do love Echo Form, and we have Super Critical, and Turbo, both of which can help me actually play the Echo Form. Rainbow is pretty good as well. Hyper Beam, I'm not a big fan of unless you get this very early. It's really good in Act 1, but in later acts, losing all your focus is usually too big a problem. But I think we can set up for a pretty cool Echo Form deck, so I'm going to take the Echo Form here, and then we'll go to Act 2. Alright, so as we jump into Act 2, I would say this deck is in decent but not incredible shape. We've got a lot of good components, but we really need card draw at this point in order to make use of our extra energy generation, and in order to have enough block that we can actually get through these fights without bleeding too much HP. So we're hoping for a few things to show up. Let's see what we get at the Ancient. Empty Cage is really nice. Biased Cognition is very powerful if you have ways to cycle through a lot of orbs. So with Storm or something like this, Biased Cognition can be really, really strong. In really long fights, it's definitely a little bit more dangerous, but I do think that this card is very good. Runic Pyramid is kind of interesting as well. It's basically card draw for this deck, because we probably will not be playing every card in our hand. And that can let us use Turbo and Super Critical to get more value. But given that we've gotten no card removal so far, I think we just want Empty Cage. Just 2 free removals is so good. And we're just going to get rid of our remaining 2 strikes. And then we can cycle through to our actually good cards much more reliably. So any of those 3 options I can see a really strong argument for, but I really like getting to remove a couple strikes there. And let's look at the rest of the path here. So I could go to a shop. I could actually go to a shop. In Act 2 and 3, the hard mode enemies start appearing after the first 2 fights. So ideally we wouldn't take more than 2. I could do something like this, and then go like so. This looks pretty strong. We end up with 2 shops in a row, which are probably we're going to be wasting a tile at a shop again. But other than that, that looks very good. The path to the left I don't like. That's too many fights in a row. The path to the middle, same deal. So I really like this path, and we'll make a more firm decision on which way we're going after we get to this shop, because we might decide we want to go like this instead. Or we could even, at this relic, we could path to the right if I feel like I don't need any shops. But I do actually want to go to a shop at some point during this run. So, let's go ahead and take our first fight here. Okay, Empty Cage is pretty nice against these enemies, obviously. And then I can go Null on this one, which would prevent 4 damage. I could play Focused Strike, doing 9 damage to the exoskeleton. I could see what dual cast hits. If it hits this middle one, then Focused Strike is lethal on it, which is not terrible. I think I will play dual cast and we'll see what it hits. And then we'll Focus Strike, killing the one that's doing the most damage. And then I'm just going to play a Defend. And that blocks all of the damage this turn. We don't get to play Null, which is one of the things I was more interested in. Also, by the way, dual cast, I could play Focus Strike first, but I want to play the dual cast first there so that we can decide whether I need to block or play Null or something. Here I can play Chill, and I can play 2 Defends, and we'll get Thunder set up. And then we are going to take some damage. And then this turn, I do have Turbo into Echo form, though we probably don't need it. I can just play... well, let's start with the White Noise, and we'll see what we draw into. Alright, Creative AI. We're really well set up for a really long fight, which this won't be. I'll play the Zap. And I'm going to play Compact, which will block most of the damage, and then I'll probably just hologram back Zap. Just to keep ticking away. We'll play the Creative AI, because we might as well, and I don't need to Turbo. We'll let Echo Form disintegrate, because this fight is going to be fast enough that the Echo Form just won't really matter. Then I have 11 incoming damage this turn. I can play Defragment, really nice draw, of course. I can play Null on this enemy and then Focus Strike and just kill it. I guess that's good. We'll just do that. Kill this enemy and then kill the other one. There definitely were better ways I could have played that fight as well. I think. I probably did not play that anywhere near optimally. I'm going to skip here. We do have Iteration, which can work with our Turbo, and obviously with enemies putting statuses into the deck, but otherwise isn't that amazing. Though I do need card draw. And I'll probably take some other cards that go with it, but I still think I should just skip the Iteration. It's too easy when you're playing the Defect to just add every card that looks cool and end up with a deck that doesn't really do anything. Another random shop. Alright, well at least this time I can use the shop. And because I actually hit this shop, it means I don't need to take these two, so we can probably just go to the right here. But 3 random shops in one run is pretty funny. Cool-Headed, I definitely want to take, but I'm also interested in Mayhem. Mayhem is pretty interesting for this character. The problem is we have Turbo and Supercritical that it can play, and those, obviously, you don't really want to play off the top, but Echo Form is great to play off the top, Null is great to play off the top, all of our other cards are fine. but would I rather just pick up Cool-Headed because I need card draw very badly? It's actually close. Also, we're again 3 gold short of being able to buy one of the best relics for this character. Starting every combat with 1 focus is, of course, incredible for the Defect. So a little rough there. Echo Form to play Mayhem, but playing Echo Form and then doubling up on Mayhem is also pretty good. But I think that I still probably should just buy Cool-Headed. You know what? Let's live a little. We're going to play the Mayhem, and I think this may not be the right pick, but I'm here to also have fun in this run, as I'm like kind of limit testing Defect a bit. Since I'm going to the right, and we're going to take one more hallway fight, I'm going to skip this fight, and we'll go do the event instead. Watch it be another chop. Obtain a random power. I'm fine with obtaining a random power. I think that there's a lot of power synergy for the Defect. Obtain a random 0-cost card. Also quite good. It could be Overclock. It could also be a lot of bad cards for us. But I think that a 0-cost card is going to be less impactful if it's bad. So I'm going to take the random 0-cost card. Boost Away is actually a very good one. This works with our compact, because we can compact the days, and if we find like Rocket Punch or other cards that care about creating statuses, it'll be very nice. And just adding a little bit of extra block to the deck is certainly not bad. Okay, well, we got a random hallway fight. Our random events in this run have been truly abysmal. I will probably use my Fire Potion in this fight as well. Let's play White Noise first, because I think I'm going to be doing that most of the time. And can I deal 17 damage reliably? Not really, in order to make Fire Potion kill stuff. So I'm going to play Dual Cast, and I'm going to Fire Potion something. The question is, should I Fire Potion this enemy first in order to not waste Dual Cast damage? I think I'm going to White Noise first and see what we get here. Okay, we got Defragment. Does that change anything? So now Dual Cast is 18 total damage. If they both hit the Bullbug, it still dies. If they both hit the left Bullbug, then the Fire Potion is lethal on it. If neither of those things happen, then we take damage. And that's 50% of the cases. So we have a 50-50 of being able to prevent most of the damage by dual casting. Or I could just play 2 defends and hit this Bullbug. That actually might just be better, because then that guarantees I only take 6. Whereas if I play dual cast, I am very likely to take 11 and use my Fire Potion. So I think we're going to take 6. We'll use our potion to kill this enemy. Draw a bunch of cards here. And then, can I kill it this turn? I have Null for 13 damage. That's 8 more damage from the lightning orbs. We don't have an easy way to evoke lightning. And both my energy generation cards and my free card are at the bottom of the deck, which is pretty rough here. Let's play Chill, I guess, because I'm always doing that. And then I'm going to play Thunder, which will evoke a lightning. So Null is 13 damage, puts it down to 16. Thunder plus evoke lightning is 15 more damage, so that's good enough. So we'll play Thunder first. Then we'll play Null. And this is another spot where the card order matters a lot on the Defect. Channel 1 Random Orb can be very good. Chaos is pretty solid. Once you upgrade it to Channel 2 Random Orbs, it actually gets great. Charge Battery is pretty nice, but we do have a bunch of blocking cards. I do need a few more blocking cards. But I think that we can actually get away with taking Chaos in this deck. And I have a bunch of cards I need to upgrade, but we do have a few upcoming campsites as well. let's go to this event. Hopefully not another random shop or random fight. The Colossal Flower, when you get to the center, it's not a bad upgrade, but we just want the money here, I think. I don't want to lose a bunch of health right before I take a bunch of elite fights. And then this is going to be kind of a rough fight for us again. So let's play Chaos, and I'll hologram back the Chaos, I think. I'm going to play, and we'll use our bottled potential this turn after playing Supercritical. So I'm going to play Chaos, I'm going to play Hologram, replay Chaos, and we'll see what orbs we get off that. Glass Orb is a nice one. I'll play Supercritical, and then do I want to play either of these cards before I draw 5 new cards? I guess Compact is probably better than most other cards that we can play. So I'll play that, and then I'll play the Bottled Potential. Here I can play White Noise, and we'll see what power we get. The Mayhem has been very bad so far, by the way. We would much rather this be the Generate Frost and draw a card. Let's start with White Noise here. And Subroutine. Okay, Subroutine actually makes Mayhem playable this turn, so I will play it. We get a 1 energy discount. And then I'll just play the dual cast, or the defend here. And we get some AoE damage. We take a decent amount of damage this turn, but in the Decimillipede fight, you're always going to take a bunch of damage. Thunder gets played off the top. Sadly, not Echo Form, but this is actually not terrible. Now, I, again, didn't draw Boost Away or Turbo. Those were both at the bottom of the deck again. But I do think that we can get Echo Form into play this turn. Focus Strike plus Chill is a lot of Frost. And when I play a Power, I get an energy back. So I will play Echo Form here. And then we still have 2 energy to work with. I'll play Zap first, I think, because I want to cycle this Frost Orb further to the right. But I should play Focus Strike first. I'll hit the low health enemy because I want to try to reset their strength gain. And then I will play Zap first and then Chill. Do I want to play Chaos as well, or would I rather play Compact? I guess I'd rather play Compact. So I'll play Zap first, then I'll play Chill. Cycling through a bunch of damage to the enemies here. Now I have, that's 12, 19 block for 16 incoming damage. So I can play Chaos, and we'll see what we get off of that. Alright, it was just another Frost Orb. Fair enough. Double cast Focus Strike. Oh yeah, so Mayhem and Echo Form, not always a combo. I do need to remember that as well. But let's just play some cards here. Chaos, very nice there, giving me a Glass Orb. And then I'm going to play the Chill first, and then the Null, probably. So we'll play Chill, getting 2 Frost Orbs, and then I'll play Null on the high health enemy. And then I am starting to charge up the Darkness Orb as well. And we'll play another Defend. Here I've got Zap, and then I have Null for the high health enemy that also decreases its attack. So I'll do Null here, and then Chill should cycle through all of these orbs, which I believe wins the fight. No, because they hit in kind of an awkward order. But we should be able to find 12 damage next turn, I think. Getting a lot of Frost Orbs going here. Double Defend, but then I have Chaos, and we'll see what we get off of that. Okay, I needed any orb other than Frost in order to win the fight this turn. That's funny. Double casting Chaos, that's pretty good. We get a Glass Orb here. I will play Zap, which will cycle a Frost Orb. I'll play Compact and Defend. And then do I need to play Boost Away? We've got 12, 17, 24 incoming damage, so I don't need to play the Boost Away. And then we're dual casting twice, which is not bad at all. And then we can finish off the fight here. So I really wasn't thinking about the Echo Form Mayhem thing. Definitely a mistake there. I will probably want to try to Echo Form so that we play Mayhem with it. Double cast Mayhem. But it is still a powerful... It's still powerful to double play a card. It's just worse when I don't get to decide which one it is. Rocket Punch I'm going to take here. We already have 2 ways to generate statuses, and so Rocket Punch is basically free. Once it's upgraded as well, it's 0 cost, draw 2. And then we're going to go to the campsite, and we'll smith, and I could upgrade Echo Form to not etherealize. We don't really need to do that. I could upgrade Mayhem to only cost 1. I have a lot of important upgrades here as well still. So Chaos is important, Rocket Punch is important. I think I'm going to upgrade the Rocket Punch though, because card draw is so impactful for this deck right now. And then we'll go to our chest here. So currently, all of my attacks are upgraded, right? So this is going to do nothing. So sad that I upgraded the Rocket Punch. We've been getting some bad luck. Now, I've also... I did maybe just mess up by buying Mayhem. And probably should have just bought the Cold Front. But that's fine. So 120, I could remove the Mayhem if I feel really bad about having it in the deck. But I don't think I feel that badly. I'm going to go just take 2 more elite fights, and we'll take 1 hallway fight. It'll be a hard mode hallway fight because we got the random fight, but that's okay. The other option is to take 2 shops, but those would both be mostly blank because we got yet another random shop. So I think I would rather take 1 hallway fight and 1 elite fight. And then we get this elite fight right away. So here we can go Super Critical and Echo Form. We're going to lose some health this turn, but we at least get to play our Echo Form and play everything else. And then... So the question is, do I want to play Mayhem, or do I want... Because I could double cast Mayhem with Echo Form, and then we're playing the top 2 cards, the first one twice. I could also just double cast Null this turn, and maybe save Mayhem for later. I think I actually like double casting Null this turn, and we can set up Mayhem later on, but this way we weaken the enemy for 6 turns, so now I don't really need to play Null. We also get 2 Dark Orbs out. And then I'm going to play White Noise here, and we'll see what we get. Sure, Coolant is a nice one. We'll happily play that. And then I'll play Boost Away and Compact to block most of the damage. And then here I can double cast Rocket Punch. Or I could double cast Thunder. But double cast Rocket Punch is draw 4, deal a bunch of damage, gain an energy. So it's seems pretty good. Do I want to play the Mayhem now, or do I want to just not play Mayhem in this fight? I'm going to play Thunder. And I'll definitely play Chill, because I would like to cycle through this Glass Orb. Do I want to play Zap before Chill? I guess so, because I would rather keep the Frost Orb for longer. So we'll play Zap, then we'll play Chill. It does cost me a Dark Orb, but that's okay. I could also play... I could hologram back Rocket Punch. I could play Mayhem, play Turbo, making Rocket Punch free, hologram back Rocket Punch, that kind of thing. That seems not bad either. Or I could just hologram back Zap. But I think I do now want to get the Mayhem out. We're at the point where most of the top cards of my deck will just be good overall. So I think we will play Mayhem. We will play Turbo, which will make Rocket Punch free. Then I'll play Hologram, getting back Rocket Punch. Hit the enemy here. We don't get any extra energy this turn, but that's fine. Then I will play Compact. I'll play Boost Away, which will make Rocket Punch free again when we redraw it. And then I'll play the Defend. And then we'll see what comes off the top. It's 2 Defend. Obviously, we'd have rather double-casted Focus Strike this turn. So I'll play Focus Strike. I'll play Chaos, because the Dark Orb is getting strong enough. It's fine at this point. Double Focus Strike off the top is, of course, very good. We get a lot of focus now. I'll start with Rocket Punch, because then we can draw cards, and we gain an energy. And I still have a Void in the deck, which is something that is important to keep in mind as well. I will play the Null here. And then we're just going to block as much as we can with 2 Defends, and I don't need to play Boost Away. Rocket Punch. Oh, Rocket Punch does currently cost 2, but the fight will end anyways, so I can just block here and not put another Daze in the deck. Because the fight's going to end before I redraw Rocket Punch regardless. And then this turn I can play Zap and Chaos, which will get one of the Dark Orbs to trigger, and then Chill, which will trigger the other one. Alright, so that was a fun fight. Chandelier can be pretty nice, of course. It can maybe help me play Echo Form. Alright, here we're gonna take the Cool Headed for sure. Definitely need more additional card draw. Although, is Compile Driver better, actually? Because I will have usually 2 or 3 unique orbs. And we don't have to upgrade Compile Driver, and so I'm actually going to take Compile Driver. Cool Headed I like a lot, but Compile Driver I think is better here because we don't have to upgrade it, and we're very upgrade hungry right now. So I want to make sure that I am not wasting upgrades on cards that we could have had a close equivalent of without having to spend one. Alright, well, we're never getting to shop in this run ever. Because I guess I'll just take I'll lose 100 gold for a common relic here. But, oh, wow, Bag of Preparation. Well, thanks, Wongo. Never mind, I take back all the bad stuff I've been saying about you this whole time. We got basically the best relic we could have gotten. And then 38 health, I think, is enough for 2 fights. I will do a card upgrade, and I'm going to upgrade Chaos, I think. Mayhem is also tempting, but Chaos giving us 2 orbs is going to make it significantly stronger. Alright, we're up against the Hunter-Killer this turn. So I will probably play Turbo so that I can Rocket Punch for free and play a bunch of other cards. So let's start by doing that, because if I draw Echo Form, I want to be able to play it. Playing Rocket Punch. I'm going to play Null here, because that we don't have the debuff from the Hunter-Killer yet, so it actually doesn't matter that much. But I'll play White Noise first, and we'll see what we get. I'll play the Smokestack. I'm going to play Null. And I'll play... Do I want to play the Mayhem this early in the fight? I think I do. I'll play Mayhem here, and I'll play Boost Away just to make Rocket Punch free, so that if I draw Hologram, which we will soon, we can Hologram back Rocket Punch. I could have played Chaos that turn as well, but I think this is going to be better overall. And then we're probably just not playing Echo Form in this fight. Instead, I'll just play a bunch of block. Because I don't have any way to generate extra energy in this hand. Echo Form being in this spot was kind of the most awkward, because if it was next turn, we'd have the Chandelier energy. but we will just play all of our block this turn and take 1. Lose our Echo Form, that's fine. One of the things about cards like Echo Form is you really should not be afraid to just let them turn ethereal. You only need to play them in fights where they're actually good. So this turn, we have Chaos in the deck, so I could hologram that back. I'm going to play Dual Cast, I think, because I want to Dual Cast the Dark Orb for sure. Or do I want to play Compile Driver first, actually? I think I do. That's just draw 3, and because it uses my strength, playing Compile Driver first means that we won't have to worry too much about that. Now, I don't have Compact in this hand currently, despite having 2 statuses, but let's play Dual Cast here. And then Rocket Punch draws me some more cards, and then we just have Zap to end the fight here. So I didn't have to do anything else, but we could have cycled through our deck looking for Compact and stuff like that. We had a lot of options in that fight. An upgraded Scrape, or do I want Synchronize? We're going to get a lot of unique orbs because we have Chaos in the deck. Scrape currently gets me Chill, Boost Away, Turbo, and Zap. That's a lot of potential... Oh, and Super Critical. That's a lot of potential cards that it can draw, and we look at 5 cards. Synchronize is also very good, though. I think we're just going to take Synchronize here. And then I do need to upgrade that in order to make it not exhaust, but it's still very helpful. Alright, we're up against the Entomancer. The Entomancer is the worst enemy for us to face, especially because I drew no energy generation in my opening hand here. But I'll play the Null, applying 3 turns of weakness. And then I think I'll just play Defend to block 8 damage. I could... Compact is very good against the Entomancer, of course. I could also play Focus Strike to make my orbs better this turn. I could play Synchronize, make my orbs even better this turn. But I think just blocking the most damage possible is going to be the best here. This turn, I do have bonus energy generation. So let's start with White Noise, and we'll see what we get off of that. We've got Trash to Treasure. So this only works when we create a status with, like, Turbo, cards like that. It does not work when the enemy creates a status. Same with Rocket Punch. It will not be free. You'll notice it still costs 2, even though we've hit the enemy. But I will play the Trash to Treasure. I'll play the Thunder. And I'm going to play Turbo, I think, just to generate the Void. Because we get to make our Rocket Punch free. I could also wait and try to draw Boost Away next turn. But I think channeling a random orb and making the Rocket Punch free is pretty helpful here. Which of these do I want to do and in what order? It's very interesting. I'm always going to be playing Zap and Chill, and I'm going to do them in that order. So let's start with that. And then I'm going to be playing Defend. The question is, do I play Turbo or not? And I think the answer is that I don't. Just because we still have Boost Away in the deck. So if I draw... But if I draw Rocket Punch and not Boost Away, I'll really wish that I had. So I guess I will play the Turbo here. Take some extra damage, but we get to rest before we take the boss fight. And then... Alright, well, we drew neither Rocket Punch nor Boost Away. But I can hologram back Compile Driver and draw a bunch of cards. So that's what we're going to start with. Hologram, Compile Driver. I'll play that and draw 3. Now I've got Echo Form and Rocket Punch, and I can play the Mayhem as well if I want to. Let's start by playing Rocket Punch. It's going to put a Daze in the deck, but I'll draw into the Daze. And then I'm always playing super critical this turn, I think. Well, I'm always playing Echo Form. And I'm always playing Chaos. The question is, am I playing super critical to play like Mayhem or something like that? I think I will play the Mayhem this turn. And we'll just... No, I think we're actually not playing Mayhem. Because it's very likely to draw into Dazes. And not get Echo Form value. So I think I'll pass on playing the Mayhem. I'll just play Chaos this turn. We'll keep our super critical for a future turn, potentially. I could also dual cast the Dark Orb, but I think more important is just going to be, in this fight, is going to be making sure that the Echo Form hits the cards that we want it to hit. So I can double cast Synchronize for a bunch of focus, and then we can play Boost Away into Rocket Punch. That seems pretty good. Or I could double cast Rocket Punch, just spending energy on it, because we have Echo Form, so I can't make a status before I play Rocket Punch. I could double cast Rocket Punch, spending spending energy on it, looking for an orb of some kind, so we can play the Dark Orb. But I think just getting a million focus this turn is going to be the best. I'll play Boost Away. I'll play Rocket Punch. And then we drew Void, but I can play Chill, cycling this Glass Orb, and that kills the enemy. Alright, perfect. Really interesting fight there. Prayer Wheel would have been really nice much earlier, but is very bad here. I will take a second Rocket Punch. I think that this deck can cycle through those pretty reliably. I will want one more way to create statuses to make these good, but we can often cast them for the full cost as well. So we'll take another one, and then we'll go to the campsite. Unfortunately, 21 health I think is too risky, so I do have to rest before we fight the crab here. And I will just use my focus potion. We're almost certainly using it in this fight, so just use it right away. I can play Chill or Chaos. I'm going to play Chaos, because then I can play Compile Driver for maximum value, most likely. Okay, well, it's 2 Lightning Orbs. Chill would be still just 2 orbs, so let's play Compile Driver, turning around, and we'll draw 2 cards. And then I'm going to play the Chill. I don't think I want to use Synchronize this turn. Because I'd rather play White Noise. So I'll play Chill here. We have 8 block. I can boost away for more block, and I can play White Noise. And we'll play Echo Form. Okay, really nice to get that. Then we take a little damage here. So now, I could double cast Null. I could double cast Thunder. I could double cast Rocket Punch. I think I'm just going to double cast Rocket Punch and draw a bunch of cards. We have Super Critical in hand, so although I'm only drawing 3, it still is going to let me draw into a bunch of stuff that we can play. And then I'll get the Thunder into play. I'll play Focused Strike as well. And I'm going to hologram something back this turn, probably just Rocket Punch. So if I play Turbo, I can hologram back Rocket Punch. I could hologram back Compile Driver as well. Like I could play Null, but then I'd still only have 2 orbs, so it would not be as good anyways. So let's play Turbo, which puts a status in the deck. We'll play Hologram for Rocket Punch, because I'm trying to draw into my Echo Form and Mayhem here. We'll Rocket Punch, and then I will Rocket Punch again. And then I'm going to play Super Critical, and play Echo Form. And then I will play Null, and Zap, and Defend. And that's enough block, and we got a bunch of powers set up, so that's great. And then this is going to be turn 3, where we get the extra chandelier energy. So here, and my rocket punches currently cost 2, so I do need to generate a status, probably. But here, I can synchronize, and we can double cast synchronize and double cast mayhem. That's very good. So let's do double cast synchronize. That's a ton of focus. Double cast mayhem. Then I'll focus strike to turn around. Now we have enough block. And I'll play defend. Do I want to play turbo just to make rocket punches free? I don't think so. We're going to be playing 2 cards. We're going to be double casting 2 cards off the top with our Echo Form Mayhem. So rocket punch mostly isn't going to need to be free, I think. Because we'll often play it for free off the top like that. Now, one of the cards that we hit was unfortunately a Daze, so we wasted an Echo Form play there. But here I can play Compact, so I'll start with that. And that turns... Oh, the Daze didn't count for Echo Form. It ate the Mayhem play, but didn't eat the Echo Form. So that was something I didn't know, and should have been paying more attention to. But we'll play Fuel here. And then I drew Boost Away, which is actually really nice because it makes this Rocket Punch free. So I'll play Boost Away. I'll play Rocket Punch. I can compile Driver to draw 3 more cards, and those include Zap and Chill, so a couple 0-cost ways to generate orbs. The Dark Orb, if I trigger it, will kill the enemy here. Especially if I dual cast it. So let's play Compile Driver. And then I can play Zap to make the Dark Orb the rightmost orb and kill Rocket. So I'll do that. Play Zap, play Dual Cast, which will kill Rocket here. And then we've just got to deal damage to Crusher. I'll play the Chill in order to get another orb in play. And then we'll go to the next turn. And then we'll see what pops off the top. We've got Compact. Actually was very good, and double casted Chill. So not bad at all. This Rocket Punch still costs 0. Let's start with the Fuel. And then we'll play Rocket Punch here. And I will play... I'm going to play the Rocket Punch for full price. Sure, now we draw the Turbo. I'll play a Zap. And I've got 23 damage with 23 block, so I don't need to dual cast. I can just like play some blocking cards. Double cast Null and double cast Chaos is awesome here. And then let's go compile Driver. See what we draw into. We'll play Focus Strike. And then I'll play Chaos, and that should win the fight, I think. No, it didn't quite win the fight. Oh, no, yeah, it did, because the Lightning Orb. I was thinking this Dark Orb would go off, but it didn't. But that's okay. We just end turn, and the Lightning Orb wins the fight. So I actually could have upgraded there. We took... I take no damage? No, I took some damage in this fight, but I would have had enough health. But that was a really fun Act 2. One of the most complicated Act 2s I think I've had. Let's see what card we got. I do like Spinner a lot. Adaptive Strike is more of an early game card. Meteor Strike can be good if you draw it on the turn with Super Critical or whatever, but I think I'm just going to take Spinner. Being able to consistently channel orbs is what this deck is really looking to do, and Glass Orbs are not the best orbs for us, but they're still pretty good. So I'll take the Spinner here, and we can do a bunch of AoE damage. And then we'll move on to Act 3. And going into Act 3, let's see what we've got here. We can pick Iron Club. This is very nice for this deck, which still needs more card draw. Definitely something that I'm interested in. And when you have Mayhem in play, Iron Club is going to give you even more card draw, because you'll be playing a card off the top of the deck, so that's one extra card that you're playing every turn. Throwing Axe is also very good, though. There's a lot of options for double casting cards with that. That could be very nice. Either of those would be incredible. Instinct, I don't think we need. Like, we could double the damage of Focus Strike or Null or something like that, but it's just adding a small amount of damage. But these are 3 very good options, so thanks, tanks. I'm actually not sure which of these we want more, whether that's Iron Club or Throwing Axe. I think that we are more likely to benefit from being able to redraw into our best cards. Let's look at the bosses as well. You should always check out which bosses you have. The Doormaker is incentivizes you to play Throwing Axe, because a lot of the turns you won't be able to draw extra cards. The Queen incentivizes you to take Iron Club because you want to be drawing into more cards in order to minimize the effect of the bound cards. I think I like Iron Club more for this deck, but it's very close, and I could see that decision going either way as well. Let's go into this act and see what our path is going to look like. So I can go through here. That's only 3 fights. This one will be a hard mode fight, and then we get to take an elite, we get to take a campsite, and then we get to take 1 more elite and a campsite. That means no shop, and I do actually want a shop. We've had a really troubled relationship with shopping in this encounter. You know, classic late-stage capitalism. What am I going to do in terms of the path, though, if I want to get a shop? It looks like we have to take a lot of fights. This is 5 fights, 6 fights to get to a shop. This one is 4, and then either 5 here or 5 here, or 6 here, and then another one. Yeah, I think that's too expensive. I think we just have to hope that the game gives us 1 more of the random shops, and we'll just go up the middle here and try to not lose too much health taking these random hallway fights. Alright, the Scroll of Biting, I would certainly rather have the Throwing Axe than the Iron Club for the Scroll of Biting fight. So that might be one reason to think of doing it the other way. This also is a very bad hand for this fight, unfortunately. So I am going to probably lose a lot of maximum health here. I can play Rocket Punch to try to draw into something better. Do I have a way to actually kill any of these enemies? Not really. I guess I play Focus, or I play Chaos, and we see what we get. Okay, we got a Darkness Orb and a Frost Orb. So now with the Frost Orb, I can protect myself from getting 1 of the bites taken out of me by playing Defend if I want to. I can play Synchronize, and that's 6 Focus, which makes the Frost Orb more block. Seems pretty good to just play the Synchronize this turn as well. Now, do I want to play Spinner, or do I want to play Defend? This turn, I can prevent 5 more damage, and also lose 2 less maximum health if I play Defend. Or I can set up Spinner if I don't think I'm going to be able to kill the enemies quickly enough. I think we can probably kill them fast enough that playing Defend is worth it here. But this might work out badly, where we end up losing more health as a result of that decision. Now, once again here, I did not pick up any energy generation, but I now have Chill, and I've got Boost Away cards like that, which are going to help me actually draw stuff with the Iron Club. So let's start with Boost Away, and then we draw a card, and then I'm going to play Thunder, and I'll play Zap. And then Dual Cast will kill this enemy and put that one to 2. Or I could play Chill first, because if I play Chill first, we get more Frost Orbs. I think I still would rather play Dual Cast first, because we do a bunch of damage here, and then I can play Chill for still 2 Frost Orbs, and to generate 1 additional card. We have enough block now, so I'll just Focus Strike the enemy where we get full value out of the damage. And then, ideally, the Lightning Orb hits that one and kills it, so we aren't wasting extra damage, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, so we took 15 damage and lost 4 maximum health in this fight, which obviously isn't great, but certainly could have been worse given the situation that we were in. Right, and we do have the prayer wheel, so we have a lot of options to add extra cards to the deck. A second turbo, you start adding a lot of voids, but we do have a compact, and I am not unhappy with that because we have Iron Club, so a second turbo is very good. I'm also very happy with a Cool-Headed. This is one of the cards we've been looking for. It's upgraded, so I think we are just taking both of those. Then we'll go to an event here. I do not want to add a Clumsy to the deck, I don't think. But I also really don't want to lose 6 HP, and we don't have any use for the gold. Adding 1 Clumsy to the deck, it's an ethereal card, and we do have Iron Club to draw through it a little faster. I think we actually are going to add Clumsy here. Our deck is quite large already, and the impact of adding a curse to the deck when you have a lot of cards is lower. Alright, well, I would rather have lost 6 health, I think, because this is a pretty useless relic for us. This turn, let's start by playing... I don't have any way to generate a status, but I can still play Rocket Punch and draw a bunch of cards. Let's play Zap first, because we draw off Iron Club. And then I think I will play the Rocket Punch and draw 2. Even just at full price, that's fine. And then I can just get Thunder into play. Bag of Preparation also makes it less impactful to put the Clumsy in the deck. This turn, I can play Defend, I can play White Noise. I don't have a lot of ways to block this turn, but let's start with White Noise and see what we get. Alright, we got Feral, which is pretty much useless to us. So again, I'm going to be taking some damage, but I can super critical now and play all of these cards, which will let me draw off of Iron Club. So let's start with Mayhem, and I'll play Spinner, and I'll play Defend, drawing a card, because if I draw a card that lets me generate a different type of orb, then Synchronize is better. Now I did, but I don't have enough energy to play Synchronize if I play Null, but it's still better to play Null, weaken the enemy, take less damage this turn. And then off the top, we're playing a Defend, that's fine. We have a Turbo, we have a bunch of energy. I'm going to play the Echo form here. And I'll play Focused Strike. I'll play a Chaos. Cycling through a bunch of these again. And we'll play Cool-Headed, continuing to draw cards. I have 2 turbos, so I can keep playing cards as I draw them. I'll play Chill. Because I guess I want to dual cast the Dark Orb. No, I should have dual casted the Lightning Orb, because we have Thunder in play. But let's play Turbo. Generates a status and lets me play Rocket Punch for free. Oh, right, and then we had Feral as well, so it returned the Rocket Punch. That's kind of fun. And then this turn, I can just do enough damage to kill the enemy, right? If I go, like, Turbo, we'll play Rocket Punch, and then, sure, we'll just draw into some more damage and just win the fight. It's sometimes hard when you get into those situations where you're really, like, in the mines figuring out what to do, to just recognize that you have lethal. So always worth taking a second to go, hang on, do I have lethal? I'm definitely going to take the upgraded boost away. This is exactly the type of thing that we need. And another compile driver would have been good, but I now have a lot more card draw because we have Iron Club. And boost away makes our Rocket Punches free. And then from this card reward, I could take a Null. A second Null is going to keep the enemies weakened much more reliably, which is pretty nice. But I think I don't want to add another unupgraded Null to the deck, so I think we'll just skip here. Alright, we're up against Globehead, who does 6 damage to us whenever a power is played. And Globehead is obviously pretty dangerous for the Defect. Fortunately, we're not the most power-oriented Defect deck. So I'll play Zap, I'll play Chill, And I will play the Synchronize this turn, I think, just to get the most value from the focus here. I'll play Boost Away, which makes all of my rocket punches free whenever we draw those. Hologram I can play to replay Chill if I need more block, or which I don't unless I'm going to play one of my powers, but I do kind of want to play one of the powers. So let's play Thunder. I'll take 6. It'll and then we can replay Chill to get another Frost Orb in play. And this way, I've gotten Thunder into play and dealt a little bit of extra damage as well. And we block all the incoming damage this turn. Alright, this turn I've got Null, which is pretty important. So I'm definitely playing that to weaken the enemy this turn. I'll start with playing White Noise, because I have Super Critical, so worst comes to worst, I can always just use that. I'm going to play the White Noise, and we'll see what we get. I've got Buffer, and I have Turbo. Let's play Null here. That's also one card. I can play Boost Away, blocking 6 incoming damage, and then we have 4 more from our Defends. The fact that we're fragile this turn is pretty rough. But I guess I'll play a Turbo and play a Defend. I'm fine putting another status in the deck. I think that's okay. And then I'll play Chaos, which will do enough block, and we'll keep doing damage. Now, do I want to get Buffer into play? I would take 6, going down to 16 block, then we go up to 18. Yeah, so I'll play the Buffer and take the Galvanic, and that'll maybe save me on a future turn. This turn, I can Compile Driver to draw 3. Pretty nice to be able to do that. So let's start there. And then I'll Rocket Punch for 2 more cards. And then I can play Cool-Headed, or I can dual cast my Dark Orb. I guess I'll dual cast the Dark Orb for 24 damage here. I'd love to upgrade dual cast as well, but we have not been able to upgrade as much as I would have liked in this run so far. I'll play Cool-Headed here. I will play Rocket Punch, continuing to draw additional cards. I'm going to play the Turbo, which will make the Rocket Punches free. And reshuffle here. Okay, we drew into a Void, but that's okay. I can Compact and get rid of it. I can play Focused Strike, and I can play Compact, play Fuel, drawing a card, and I'm just trying to draw any damage, basically. And I'll play a Defend here, and I'll play another Defend, and I guess another Defend. We don't quite have enough damage. That's okay. The Glass Orb will do some, and we'll block everything. And then we can just win the fight on this coming turn with basically whatever we draw. And let's see what cards we've got. Smokestack, actually pretty interesting for damage for this deck. We're going to be generating a lot of statuses, so I think I will probably take that over Charge Battery. And what do I have here? Another Focus Strike, also not bad. Another White Noise, actually very good. Another Compile Driver, also good, but I don't need card draw as much. I think I will just take another White Noise, because more powers, especially for the Doormaker fight, is pretty important. So I'm going to take a White Noise, and I'll take a Smokestack. Now, I do need to add a little more block to the deck, I think, because I've added a bunch of non-block cards and made the deck a little worse overall, like a little weaker. I can transform a card. Now, if you transform a curse, it just turns into another curse, so bear in mind that transforming Clumsy is not what you want. What do I want to transform, though? Probably just one of my level 1 Defends, even though I do need more block. The 5 block from Defend is just not that great. Okay, Synthesis can help me play Echo Form for cheaper, so it's not awful. The important thing about this card is that the discount is for just the next power you play. It doesn't have to be that turn. Then I will go here, and I'll upgrade, and there's a lot of cards I want to upgrade here. I want to upgrade my Synchronize, because not having this exhaust would be nice. I want to upgrade this Rocket Punch, because having it draw extra cards would be really good. I want to upgrade all of these White Noises. I want to upgrade Compact, because Fuel Plus is way better than Fuel. So all of those are really important upgrades. I think the Rocket Punch is going to be the most important, though. And then we get 2 more campsites. I'm probably going to have to rest at both of them because we have 2 elite fights coming up. Oddly Smooth Stone, really nice artifact to find. And then we'll go here. I could go this way, but that's just... which is taking a hallway fight instead of a second elite fight, but I think I'd rather take the elite fight. Dang, got a fight here. Not what I was hoping for. So this is the new Axebot that has been changed to be 1 stronger Axebot. I really like that change, mostly because it was kind of annoying playing against the Axebot how long it took, just like waiting for the animations, and this helps with that. Let's start with the Chaos, and we'll see what we get off of that. And we did get 1 Frost Orb. It also makes Synchronize worth a lot of focus this turn. So I'm going to play Compile Driver first, and... well, if I do that, then I probably am not going to be able to have enough block. So I guess I'll play Cool-Headed first. Which means I should play Synchronize and then play Cool-Headed. Alright, we drew into Super Critical, so now I can play a bunch of stuff. But I wanted to make sure I had enough block. So I'll play Super Critical. I will play Compile Driver, only to draw 2 cards. That's fine. And then I'm going to play Turbo, which will make my Rocket Punches free. And then I can play both of those. Play Rocket Punch. And now we're at the point where we can start really chaining through the deck. And we'll play Rocket Punch again. I'll play a Zap here. Drawing into another card. I'll play Smokestack, and then I can probably play Turbo again. And Smokestack will do some damage. I'll play Thunder. And remember, we have Iron Club, so I'm drawing into a bunch of cards by doing this. And then we'll play Null, killing this enemy. Actually, I'm going to play Synthesis over Null, because I'd rather Null the one that's going to be alive. Alright, we drew into Mayhem, which is a 0-cost card currently. I could keep drawing for Echo Form, but I think Mayhem will be fine. But let's play Null first, and we'll... we're not actually drawing anymore this turn, so I'll just play Mayhem. And... cycle through to get my Iron Club to where we're drawing an extra card next turn. And then we play Spinner for free, that's nice. I do have Echo Form, and I can play Double Boost Away, so we can just play those. Anything else that I would want to do? Not really. We'll just play the Echo Form, and we'll play 2 Boost Aways. Blocking all the damage, doing a little damage off of my Smokestack. Now, we are doing the Echo Form Mayhem thing, but that's okay. Here, I'll start with White Noise, just to see what we get. I've already used my Echo Form charge. And then I'll play Rocket Punch. And then I did draw into a Void, but we can play Hailstorm, Compile Driver to draw 3. Here's a Turbo, so I can play Turbo for my Rocket Punch. I don't have Compact in hand, but let's go Hologram back the Rocket Punch. Play Rocket Punch, draw 2 more cards. Play Rocket Punch. Do I want to play a Boost Away first? I need to play something first. I guess I'll play a Focus Strike first. Then I can play Rocket Punch to draw 2 more cards. We did draw a second Void here, unfortunately. And I haven't drawn my Compact. But this turn I can then play a Chill. And I can play a Null to weaken this enemy. And we'll just let these statuses get deleted. I could play... Are my rocket punches free currently? I guess not, so I'll play one boost away as well. I really like this deck, by the way. This is so much fun. This is just one of the most fun Defect decks I've had. And I'll play a Chaos. I'll play a Zap. I have the one... I'll play Consuming Shadow. And that wins the fight. All right. And then we've got a Regen Potion. So that could save me from having to do one rest. And Fire Potion's basically useless. So... Oh, wait. No, you can actually use... No. Regen Potion is not the fruit. The fruit that increases your max health you can use from the reward screen. The Regen Potion has to be in combat, of course. Do I want another Rocket Punch? I actually think another upgraded Null is going to be good, because then if I exhaust one in the Doormaker fight, it's fine. And this deck, I think, actually wants to be pretty thick. Do I want Go for the Eyes? It's a 0-cost card, which means it's going to cycle through for Iron Club. It's going to help apply weakness. Hailstorm, I don't really need. Charge Battery. I think I'm going to take the Charge Battery, because I removed a Defend, and I do need a enough block to make the deck still functional. And then we'll go fight this Elite. This fight will definitely go for 5 turns, so we'll just use our Regen Potion right away. And then I can't weaken this enemy, unfortunately, so I'm probably taking damage this turn. Let's start by playing... Because it has Artifact, so you can't weaken it. Let's start by playing Cool-Headed and see what we draw. Hopefully Turbo or something along those lines. And we did draw a Turbo. I'll start with White Noise, and we'll see what we draw here. We've got Storm, sure. Synchronize is a decent amount of block. I'm always playing Turbo this turn. Null, I don't think I really need to play, although it does make the Synchronize better. But Null plus Synchronize is not enough block this turn. So I think we're going to play Defend... And I could hologram something back now. I could hologram back Turbo for +1 energy. That seems pretty good, because there's a lot of stuff I need to play this turn. So let's do that. We'll play hologram, play Turbo. Now I can play Null for a Dark Orb and play Synchronize if I want to. And that gives me a bunch of extra focus. I could also play Thunder and play Focus Strike, something like that. I could play Defend just for 6 more block. I think we're just going to play the Defend, and we'll play Focus Strike. I don't have statuses in hand, but Compact is still enough block that we don't take any damage. So let's just do that. Didn't remove any artifact from the enemy, which is something I was hoping to do, of course, but this is great. I can go Echo Form, and I can super critical. We'll play Compile Driver, see what we draw into. I can play Chaos. And I can play Spinner. And then, do I want to play a boost away? My Rocket Punches currently cost 0, so no need. If I had drawn my Compact... then that obviously would be great. Now, Compact is in the discard, so we can't draw it, but it will be good to remove these burns whenever we get a chance to do that. I need to remember my first card here is played twice, so I probably still want that to be Null, just to remove a bunch of cards from... remove Artifact and cycle through some Darkness Orbs. I could also double cast Defend, which would mean I take no damage this turn. That's probably better, actually. We'll just play 2 Defends. Then I'll play Rocket Punch. Then I'll play White Noise. Play Machine Learning. This is a great card to have drawn. We'll play Chill. I'll play Null. No, I should have played the Null at the end, after playing Zap. So, mistake there. But we'll play Zap, and we'll play Synthesis. no need to play the turbo this turn. So I definitely messed up that turn a little. I could have not double cast defend because I was going to draw into enough block that it was fine. Do I want to double cast Mayhem off of Echo Form, or do I want to double cast Rocket Punch? I could also play like 2 charge batteries to synchronize. I don't have any frost currently, so let's double cast Rocket Punch here. Try to draw into some more block. I'll play Boost Away. We're always playing that. And then I'm always going to play the Mayhem, I think. But let's play Synchronize first. I'll play Mayhem. Draw into Cool-Headed. That's good. I'll play the Cool-Headed. Get some Frost generation. And I don't have any extra energy currently, so I won't be able to draw into anything better than what we currently have in hand. I wish I had drawn Compact or any way to generate energy, but we'll just play Charge Battery, I think. And then I'm going to take a fairly substantial hit this turn. So I will need to rest at the campsite, unfortunately. But that's okay. We're going to play probably Compile Driver first. No, I'll play Thunder first, which it gets double cast. And then I can play Compile Driver drawing 2, but I don't really need to. Let's play Rocket Punch drawing 2. We'll play Zap. I should have played Focus Strike before all that stuff as well. I'll play Chaos here. Cycling through a bunch more damage. I guess I need to play Turbo now because of the Void. And then I'm going to play Null, which will win the fight. Alright, Lantern is pretty nice as well. That can solve the problem of not having enough energy on the first turn if we don't draw energy generation. Another Hologram, actually, I kind of like. We have been using Hologram very well. Hologram is also better the larger your deck is, because you're more likely to have something good in the discard to get with it. Here, I'm going to have to rest. I don't think we're going to be able to upgrade, because I'm going to upgrade my remaining cards, because I'm going to need my health in the boss fights. Oh, no, not a fight. This fight is going to cost me a lot of health, probably, and it's really rough to get another random fight here. We've had 2 so far this act. And then, so let's start. We have 4 energy this turn. We'll start by playing White Noise and see what we draw, or see what we get. We got Feral, and I'll play another White Noise and see what I get off of that one. We got Iteration. Okay, well, both of those are worth playing. Can I draw cards first? I'm going to play... I can hologram something back. I can draw cards with Iron Club, but there's no way I can play 4 cards without playing these 0-cost cards easily. So let's play Turbo. We'll play Feral. We'll play Iteration. We'll play Thunder. Draw a card. I'm going to play Null, and we'll hit the Cubex constructs. I usually like to kill these first because they just get stronger all the time. And then I can hologram back Turbo if I want and play Synthesis off it. Is that worth it? It probably is, actually. And we also draw a card. But mostly I'm doing a little bit of damage here and getting the power set up for free. So not a great first turn there, but being able to play Echo Form here is pretty nice, of course. But I am going to take 1,000,000 damage this turn because we have no block or any way to generate it. So Synchronize and Focus Strike. I'm going to play Turbo and draw a card and hope that we draw into something that can help me block. And we did draw 8 block there, so definitely worth doing that. Maybe I needed to use the Dex Potion in this fight. I'll keep the super critical. But yeah, you can see we're definitely going to need to rest in the next fight here. I'm thinking this deck is close to being good enough to win, but might not quite be there. Let's go with Zap first. Because I'm double casting it, which is fine. And then I'm going to play a Boost Away, which will draw me a card. I'm going to play Spinner. And both my Rocket Punches are still in the deck. My Compile Driver is still in the deck. I can draw Cool-Headed with Hologram. So let's do that. We'll play Hologram. We'll get Cool-Headed is my best card draw, right? Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll play Cool-Headed. I'll play Chill. Now we drew into Rocket Punch, so let's hit the Cubex construct again. I have Boost Away to make this Rocket Punch free. Oh, I should have played Smokestack first, actually. A mistake there. Not that this one doesn't really matter, but I'll play the Smokestack anyways. I'll play Rocket Punch on this enemy. I'll play Rocket Punch on this enemy. Hitting the high health one, because if I get things that generate statuses, will be doing damage to everything. And then I can go Compile Driver is not quite enough. I can play Null. I can play... let's just kill one of these enemies, and then I don't have enough to dual cast and win the fight, but I can Compile Driver to draw 2 cards. Maybe I drew into Turbo there. I didn't, but that's okay. We can just win the fight this turn. And one thing that I should do here is I should cycle through Iron Club before I play... Actually, I can just end turn and the Glass Orb will kill it, and then we keep Iron Club at 3 for the next fight. Okay, another regen potion does help a little bit. Maybe I get to upgrade. We'll see. FTL, I can potentially cycle through card draw, but it's not... and draw cards, it's not amazing. A level 1 Focus Strike I'm not thrilled by. I'll definitely take an upgraded Overclock. Upgraded Go for the Eye is also super tempting, but this is exactly what we need. It adds a status to the deck, which is something that we care about, and it cycles through the deck, which is something we care about a lot. And then we'll go take on this Elite fight. We'll use the regen potion again. 31 incoming damage this turn. Let's go with a... I guess we have very little block again. So I'm going to play Chaos. No, I'll play Zap first. I'd usually rather the Lightning Orb go off, and we draw into Spinner. And then I'll play Chaos. We'll play Boost Away for sure. I'm going to play Compact as well. And I can draw a card with whatever I play next. So let's get the Spinner out here. I'm not playing Smokestack because I'm pretty sure there's going to be more important cards to play. And there was. Thunder is better to play than the Smokestack. And then we take a fairly substantial hit again. This turn, I only have 3 energy and no way to generate more, right? I can weaken the enemy with Null. I can play Synthesis and then play Echo Form for free. I can play Hologram to get back something. I can play Hologram for Turbo, which is +1 energy. I could play Hologram for Boost Away, which is a decent amount of block. Hologram for... Compact, but we don't have any statuses in hand. Hologram for Turbo is probably right, because I need a lot of energy this turn. So I'll do that. I'll play the Turbo. And then I will play Null. Drop the enemy down to 14 incoming damage. Boost Away gives me 11. So now the question is, do I want to play Synthesis into Echo Form, Or do I accept that we're not playing Echo Form in this fight in order to try to block a little more? But I don't actually have a good way to block, so we will just play Synthesis, and then we'll play Echo Form for free. And we'll take 3. And then here, I'm going to play Focus Strike. So I don't have a way to generate extra orbs currently, but double Focus Strike will give me a lot of focus, and then I can play Overclock, which is great here. And I can play Rocket Punch, drawing 2 more cards, and we're just looking for block, basically. I'll play Chill. That makes my Compile Driver as strong as possible. Let's play a White Noise and see what we get off of that. We get a Smokestack, that's fine. I'll play Compile Driver to draw 3 as well. And then this turn, I can play, or this hand, I can play the Charge Battery. I can play the Turbo. I'm probably always playing Turbo, so let's just do that now. And then we'll play Rocket Punch and draw 2. I redrew into Overclock and Hologram, which is pretty nice. Let's play... I'm going to play the Charge Battery for sure, and then I'll play Cool Headed, drawing 2 more cards. Now I can play Null to weaken the enemy, or I can play a bunch of Defends. I'm always playing Supercritical this turn, so let's just do that. We cycle, we see what card we're getting. I'll play a Turbo as well. And then I'm going to play Null, weakening the enemy further. Play Overclock, drawing 3. Play another Turbo, cycling again. And we're not quite infinite, but we're getting close with Overclock, Turbo, and Iron Club. And I think we will be able to set up for infinite combos later on. And I'll play Chill. Because against the Doormaker, I'll be able to exhaust a bunch of cards. And then I still don't have any statuses in the hand, so Compact doesn't really do anything currently. But let's play Hologram, and we'll get back a Rocket Punch. And then I'll play that to draw 3. And then I'll play Compile Driver to draw 2 more. Well, I'll play Zap first. Play Compile Driver to draw 3 more. Then we can play Focus Strike and Rocket Punch. And we can play Chaos, and that wins the fight. Alright, so we took a lot of damage at the start of the fight, but things are starting to be pretty powerful. Do I want Trash to Treasure or Subroutine? Both of these are pretty good for this deck, but I think Trash to Treasure is going to be better. Channeling a lot of orbs is going to be really nice. Now, I actually won that fight before I got full regen potion value, so maybe I should have stalled for more turns. I didn't actually think about that. And I think having a little more health before I went into these boss fights would have been better. So that was definitely a mistake. I am getting a little carried away because this deck is so complicated and I'm having a little trouble parsing every line. So it's making me forget kind of the basics. But let's see if we can get a win here. We're going to go fight the Doormaker. I'm going to play Cool Headed first, I suppose. I want to set up as many powers as possible on the first turn against this enemy because later on it's going to be harder to draw cards, and powers are how you win against this against the Doormaker. So we'll draw there. I will play Compile Driver, drawing 2, because that's the only way I can draw more cards here. Obviously, the damage is wasted. I'll play Boost Away because I do want to get my Rocket Punches to cost 0. Does put a status in the deck, but that's okay. Unfortunately, really rough draws here. I do have Super Critical, so I'm going to play Hologram and get back Cool Headed to at least get another Frost Orb set up. And I'm going to play Smokestack, play Super Critical. Play Cool Headed. And then, okay, this is good. We got to play Echo Form. on the first turn, which is going to be very helpful in future. Do I want a Zap? I think I want my Frost Orbs further to the left, so we're going to pass on playing Zap. Oh, except that it counts up Iron Club, so I'd rather count up the Iron Club than care about the order of these orbs. We also get both our Ethereal Curses out of the deck on this turn. Do I want to play Boost Away for any reason? It counts up Iron Club, it does put a Daze in the deck, but I think actually counting up Iron Club again is more important. So this turn, any skills that I play get skills and attacks that I play get exhausted. I don't love that because these are some of my best cards. Rocket Punch is pretty important, but I do get to double cast it. I could also just double cast Compact and try to block as much as possible. I think I will exhaust one Rocket Punch because I really need to draw into more playable cards here. And then I'll play the Spinner. I'll play Trash to Treasure. Chill is not going to be particularly good, so I can exhaust the Chill in order to block a little bit more damage. And Hologram exhausts anyways, so I can Hologram back something. If I want to, I could exhaust one Boost Away in order to get some more block this turn. And I think I probably will use my Dex Potion against the Doormaker. I was kind of hoping to save it for the Queen, but I think we're going to need to save health this turn in particular. So I'm going to play Hologram, and we'll get back the upgraded Boost Away. It will be removed from the deck, but this prevents the most incoming damage. I could remove one Turbo in order to play like Charge Battery, but we're blocking almost everything already, so let's just go with this, and we'll take 3. Alright, I can double cast Mayhem, I can double cast Thunder. We can't draw cards this turn against the Doormaker. So Overclock is useless here. I think double cast Mayhem is potentially good. The downside is it will potentially remove a bunch of my skills on the hunger turns. If I have Mayhem, because then I won't be able to control what I'm playing as easily. I could also just double cast Focus Strike for a ton of focus, and that wouldn't be bad either. I think I can get away with playing the Mayhem twice. And I'll play Focus Strike. I'll play Null, because I really want to weaken the enemy for multiple turns. And then I've got 4 block here. I could dual cast. I could play Defend for more block. I think we'll just play Defend and not end up playing Thunder this turn. And no point in playing Overclock. And so then this turn, oh yeah, Mayhem is going to eat a bunch of my energy this turn as well, because of the Grasp. So Mayhem was actually really bad to play in this fight. So let's see what I want to do here. I can play another Null. I can play Turbo, and then we have 1 energy, basically. But I think that's fine, because I play this, I gain 2, I lose 1. And then I can play White Noise and play a free power. I can play Chaos. We do have a Plasma Orb now, which is pretty helpful. Let's play White Noise. And then I can play a Thunder here. Yeah, I definitely should not have played the Mayhem in this fight. It's going to be okay this turn. We got White Noise and Charge Battery, so that's fine. I will play Thunder. Now, I don't really want to play Zap, because I do actually want the Zap in the deck. It's my best way to generate more orbs. Do I want to play Compact? I would exhaust the Compact, but get to play 2 Fuels right away and remove 2 Dazes. I think that's okay. I'll exhaust Compact. I'll play my 2 fuels. Exhausting Synthesis is actually good. I don't care about having this in the deck at all. I'll keep Boost Away, and I'll keep all the rest of these cards. Alright, this turn I can't draw, so double cast Rocket Punch off the top is fine. It's not a problem. I'll play the Thunder here. I'll play Null, keeping the enemy weakened, and I'll play Compile Driver, though we can't draw cards, and then we'll take a big hit. This turn I'm going to lose a bunch of energy, but I'll draw into my turbos at least. So now I've got 22 damage incoming. I'm going to play the turbo. And I'll play something that costs 1. Probably Focused Strike. Or do I play Chaos? Chaos will make the Plasma Orb go. So I think evoking Plasma Orb is actually pretty good. Oh no, I lost the energy because of the Void. That hurts. We'll play Zap here. And then I take a bunch of damage. Playing the Mayhem really ruined me here. Huge mistake. I just was not thinking about the mechanics of this fight. 32 damage incoming. This turn, things get exhausted. So that's fine. I think I'm okay exhausting Focused Strike. And I'm okay, I think, exhausting another Rocket Punch. Let's play Focus Strike first. I'm going to exhaust one of the... Because I want to... No, we don't get to Echo Form because of the Mayhem. Let's play Turbo as well. I'm fine exhausting one of those. And we get to cycle a bunch of orbs. I think I'm okay exhausting Chaos. I'm going to try to kill the enemy this turn, I think, if possible. So I'll play that. I'll play Overclock, drawing 3 more cards. I'll play another Turbo. I'll play Boost Away, because that, again, cycles more orbs. I'll play Rocket Punch. And I'll play Zap first, I think. We do, of course, lose 1 to the Void, and I have another Void in the deck, which is probably going to cost me more energy. I can play double Null here. Or I can play Dual Cast. I have a bunch of Thunder damage, so double Dual Cast I think is lethal. Alright, so now I've got 12 health. I really messed up that fight. Obviously. Huge mistake with the Mayhem there. This Mayhem really has single-handedly kind of annihilated this run, but let's see if I can still get through it. 19 incoming damage. So, you know, I said let's live a little, let's see if we can have fun with the Mayhem, and as it turned out, bad idea. Let's start with White Noise, and we'll see what we get. Okay, I don't actually hate losing an orb slot for 2 more dexterity here, because the block is pretty relevant. Obviously, having more orb slots is very good for this deck, but I still think that this is fine. I'm going to play Trash to Treasure before I play Turbo. I'll play Thunder as well. And I'll play Turbo. Gain 2 energy. I'll play Rocket Punch. Draw some more cards. And I'll play Spinner. I definitely want that. I want... Well, I need to play some block as well. Do I want to play Null first? I think Null is fine. We'll play that. And then I can play Synchronize, and that will block some. Or I can play Defend, and that'll block most of it. I guess I'll just play the Defend. I wish I'd managed to upgrade Synchronize as well. Then we take 1, and we get our extra card draw here. Alright, so against the Queen, of course, we can't play Supercritical and Echo Form. That's unfortunate, because I really would like to be able to play both of those. I could... is there any... And Echo Form will etherealize, obviously, if I don't play it this turn. Let's start by trying to draw for a turbo, I guess, because I need more energy, or synthesis, to be able to play Echo Form and still block this turn. So I'll play Zap. That's 5 blocks, so I don't die if I play Echo Form. Is it worth just taking, going down to like 1 health in order to get Echo Form into play? I actually think it might be. I think it's really important that I keep Echo Form and don't lose it. And if I draw with Cool-Headed or Compile Driver, I am only drawing into Synthesis or Turbo. So I think I will just play the Echo Form here, because it's ethereal and I need to play it. And then we'll take a huge hit, go down to 2. And then this turn, I'm going to play Chill first. Draw a couple cards, but I need to double cast the Chill. And then I'm going to play Synthesis, play Turbo, cycling through, and then Charge Battery is enough block, right? Or... No, I needed to draw into something good, which we did. So, I got lucky there. I did the math wrong again. Really miss playing these boss fights. You know, sometimes you play badly. Alright, so this turn I have 24 incoming damage. I can double cast something. I could double cast White Noise. I could double cast Boost Away. I could double cast Hologram. Double cast Hologram seems pretty good. We have 2 Rocket Punches in the deck. So let's just do that. Double cast the Hologram, get a Rocket Punch back. Get another Rocket Punch back, I think. And then I will play the first Rocket Punch. I'll get the Mayhem into play. I think that's fine. Or do I just not want to play Mayhem in this fight? Maybe I don't. Maybe I just play White Noise as my bound card here. Let's do that instead. I'll play White Noise. We'll play another Spinner. We're going to have a lot of Glass Orbs, which isn't exactly what we want, but I think is okay. I'll play Smokestack as well. Because... No, I need to draw into some block. So I don't think I can afford to play Smokestack first. Let's play Rocket Punch first and see what we draw into. I drew Boost Away, which is not by itself enough block, but will be if I can play a couple more cards, like the second Boost Away. Let's play a Focus Strike, because I think there's a decent chance I can actually just kill the enemy this turn. And then I'll play Zap. If I'm attempting to kill the enemy this turn, Boost Away plus Boost Away is 15 block, which puts me to 23. So I don't die. So I guess I will play Smokestack, and then I'll play Overclock to maximize the damage output here. Then I did draw into Turbo, which is what I was hoping for. So I'll play Turbo. I don't have Compact. There are still 2 Voids in the deck as well, which is worth paying attention to. But I can play double Boost Away. Let's play the first one. That does some damage. I'm going to play the Chaos, and that will kill that enemy and put damage on the Queen. And then I'm going to play Zap. I could dual cast the Dark Orb. There's not that much point in that. I could also just play Boost Away. That will draw me a card and do a little bit of damage do damage and cycle an orb. So I think that is worth doing. And then I can just dual cast the Lightning Orb for a little more damage here. That's fine. And then I think we probably died this turn because I drew double void. So I messed up these boss fights really badly. I think there was an easy way to win these. But unfortunately, I played it truly horribly. So a little sad about that, but that's okay. I don't have any outs at this point, right? I can't play more than one card, so let's just well, I can play 2 cards, but then we can't draw a second card. So let's just give the queen her due. So made it almost to the top. Still definitely some work that I need to do with the defect. Mostly, I feel, obviously, the mayhem was terrible. If we had a cool-headed instead of mayhem, basically every fight would have been easier. But, you know, this was a for funsies play. Turns out, sometimes when you do those on Ascension 10, you're going to lose. And I also played particularly the last fight extremely badly against the Doormaker, where I forgot how bad Mayhem would be in that fight, and then set up to double cast it, which cost me a lot of extra health. So definitely some improvements to be made, but I hope that you enjoyed the run anyways. As always, I hope that you have enjoyed the video, and if you have, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, and so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Slay the Spire 2, hopefully next time with a win, and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.